Welcome back to Captain of Industry. My name is Nilaus and we are here back again in our wonderful little base here. And what we're going to do today is we are going to take some massive step forward and really solve our power problems once and for all until next time. Or until next time we need to go up. And that is in terms of power, or in terms of nuclear power. Let's build some nuclear power. And also we're also at a point where it is time. We have unlocked the research for them big trucks. So let's also start getting the big trucks out, because we need to get some gold for the late game. And the gold on this map is only located here. So what I need to do is I need to landfill this, all this. Oof, we're also getting out here with the oil, so we can get all of our new glorious oil out there. And we need to get to the gold, and in order to get the gold we need to get some bigger power plant or bigger trucks, and in order to get bigger trucks we need to build some things, but it'll be mainly about the nuclear power, so I'll be rushing through this a little bit quicker. This part here, it's making construction parts 1, construction parts 2, and then I can make construction parts 3, I hope, or vehicle parts 3. It takes 6 to 6, so this will be 6 to 6, and this will be 12. Okay, so if I speed this up and I speed this up, then it will actually work quite well. The only thing we need more is electronics 2. We got that here. Let's say in abundance. That shouldn't be a there. And so we'll get the electronics 2. We have that on the bus, and we need to just fidget a little bit with this because it's going to be a little bit difficult to get those in. Yeah, so let me just show how that's going to look when that's done. So this was a bit of an awful spaghetti mess we made here, and well, let's see if it works. It's always a little bit of a gamble to see if it works. Over here we are in the process of making this, and what we're going to do is we're going to be setting some diggers out to be the main ones to be yeah. So what are we doing here? We're taking 3 lines in because it's so many different things like iron, gears, and electronics, all good, coming in. And they're going to keep spinning. They will go in here, but they will also be merging with any excess I have somewhere, because I probably have some excess somewhere where we deconstructed something. So it comes in here, and then there'll be just 50-50 splits. That's I can't really figure out how to do a balancer here, but then that's weird. Okay, you can see here this one should also be getting vehicle parts. Right? No vehicle parts? No, they're just coming in with this one. No, there you go. Vehicle parts are also coming out. That will go in and start working on the red ones. And I'll be boosting you. Thank you very much. And then that will again be 50-50 inbound with this one as well. So gradually, I hope we can consume as many as the vehicle parts as possible. And then we'll get this one. I want an alert if full, because if it's full, then I have forgotten to upgrade this. So at this point we can go up and go to this location. We haven't really looked at this location, but I've just been sort of having any excess trucks working on cleaning out this part here. So we can definitely get these upgraded. That will make them dig a lot faster, and we can just go mega excavator, and we just set these for upgrades. Once we set these to upgrades, we can set everything else to upgrades, and that will be fine. Everyone's going to be happy about this, right? So this will be our location where we make nuclear power, and I just realized something. I need to flatten this one, or sort of square this one off, if I want to get a location in. So the whole thing starts with a uranium mine. That's not a uranium mine. There's a uranium mine here. There we go. Start repairs on the uranium mine. Let's get that done, and let's send the ship out with start repairs for the ship. 400 of those. Whew. This is also going to be like a ridiculously expensive thing to build, but we'll get on with it. Right. So we have a nuclear reactor. There are 3 levels of nuclear power in this game, and this is, well, the first one and the simple one. And let's see, I'm going to be flipping that here. So this is confusing. I'll just explain it because this should serve as a bit of a tutorial on how to get it. It has 3 settings. 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 settings, that's 4 settings, whatever. What you see down here is what it consumes when it's set setting 1. Then twice as much and 3 times as much. So I can get 288 steam outbound. Now this is also a little bit confusing because there are 2 main outputs and then there's an extra output. What does that mean? Well, that's a backup thing if it overheats, and here's some water, and here's some backup water if it needs cooling. Here we have to get our nuclear fuel in, and here we have to get our nuclear waste out. So those are sort of the main things that we have to deal with. I think we're going to be starting with actually building the nuclear power plant, or the actual power plant part of it. So I'm going to be taking a high pressure turbine. This consumes 48. I'm going to be making 3 of these locations. This will be a low pressure turbine then. It will be... No, it'll be flipped like this. No. I think I want to do... So this comes out and this goes in. I think I want that on the other side. So flip it and get it in, I don't know, here-ish. And then I will build 2 generators. 1, 2. That will be 1 unit of this, and then we'll hook up all the pipes. Well, actually we'll do... Where can we make it? How close can we make it? I think like this maybe, and another one over on this side. There. Right, so this will consume 288 steam when fully operational. Turn it into 15 plus 15, so that's 30, 90 megawatts. So we get 90 megawatts of this power out here from all of this. Now, we then also get depleted steam. We get, how much depleted steam? Well, we get 96 depleted steam as well. And the 96 depleted steam needs to be done something with. There are 2 ways we can do it. We can work on a cooling tower here. That takes, and we'll just do the depleted steam here, 96 to 72. Okay, that's 1, and that's 2 as well. And if I just do 3 of these, then I'd recover a lot of water, but I would not be... Yeah, I would recover a lot of the water, but I wouldn't recover all of the water. So that's kind of the problem here. But we could actually just take 1 of these out and instead use a thermal desalinator, because thermal desalinators are also working quite well on this. Let's see, how close do we dare make this? Let's make it here. And desalinator, that one. And let's make 4 of those here. So the nuclear power plant has to work at a full rate. So either you can set these levels, but it has to work at this. It can't be, you can't have these auto balancing and then not consuming the steam, because if the steam overbuilds in here, doesn't get out, then it goes out of the exit one. And if it can't get out, then boom. I think that's how it goes. I don't really want to test that, do we? We want to make it correctly. So this will then, if we look at it, nope, nope, nope. And there. So we take the steam depleted. So we only get a little bit of seawater plus a lot of depleted steam, and it gets us quite a decent amount of water returning. So this will give us a net of 24 plus 24. So these 4 will consume the 96 remaining. So I have basically this one goes in here, this one goes in here, and this one goes in here. That's not exactly right, because we're gonna have to mix it, but let's think of it like this. So I'll be consuming all the steam, and that will be means that I will get 33 plus 33, that's 66, plus 66 again, that's 132, and then I get 132 plus the 72 plus the 72. That's 276 water, and I need to get 288. So I'm actually missing 12 water. That's not a lot, but it's a little bit of water we're missing. So it is net negative in terms of water output. That's funny how that... Oh, right. Oh, yeah, it's not... I'm building all of them 3 apart. There we go, 3 apart. So I'm going to build another one here, which will just get steam inbound here. This will just be a backup just to top it off, because we need to make sure that we top it up. So that's good. So we'll get water in here, seawater in here. It'll need to go into this primarily and back up for that one. Now, with the water, we're not going to be building all of these. We're just going to be sort of drawing them in. I can get coal in here, but I can also just be a little bit courageous here and take 1 of these. And courageous. They do take a lot of steam. So let's do this. It's not going to be running very often, and definitely not going to be... I'm going to be having a 12 excess, or 12 here. And that's going to be easy to get. That's going to be less than half of the time, or I don't know, maybe a third of the time. So it's not really going to be working a lot. So I can take that power out. Now, when it comes to these backups here, it's super important that we deal with any excess. So that means I'm going to be making a large smokestack here, so that can, if for whatever reason it overheats, then I can absolutely get rid of all the smoke or the depleted steam if need be. Also, in terms of the water, I'm going to be building up a little extra reservoir here that should never be used, but I'll use it as a water. And then if it goes below 75%, then scream and yell at me, because that's a problem. Then that will go in here. Oh, dump trucks can't reach their destination. That's kind of sad. Yeah, we've also gotten a lot more trucks here. So if you can see how many trucks we have, one is available to assign, and that's the reason why it's broken. So it needs to really go in somewhere useful. Let's put you in here. That'll get you better. There. Anyway, back to our task at hand. So that's actually the water. Water will just come out from somewhere out here. Then after that, we are going to figure out how to get rid of the nuclear waste. The nuclear waste can only be stored in one location. So waste management, that is... Where the hell is it? Incinerator. What? Where do we put our nuclear waste? I thought it would be under waste management. How do we not have that? That's odd. All right, we'll forget that for a sec. Maybe it's under some research I don't have. No. Where are you? Nuclear power. See, that one. The radioactive waste storage. Radio waste? I don't even have radioactive waste storage here. Whatever. Let's do something else. Let's look at the inbounds then, and I'll figure it out. That's not even what I need now. Right, the first thing first. We can always do this. I really like that this guy. So this can produce 3 uranium rods. And you can produce 3 uranium rods. Do we want to produce 3 uranium rods? No, because at maximum it'll be consuming 1.5. So this one can only just work or is going to work only at half speed. But you know, we'll make a little box because we don't really want our nuclear power to run out. So we'll just build up a storage of this. So this will be very safe storage here. There we go. And we'll get that in. Then we need to figure out what this needs. This needs steel. That's simple enough. So we'll get some steel out here by the belt or by the edge. Let's get that there. Just marking them what's coming in. Then we need the other part. That's the enriched uranium, and that enriched uranium I only need half it, so I only need 1.5. That is where this one comes in. You are going to make a enriched uranium 0.75. Let's make 2 of those. That means we make the 1.5 we need here. And I am going to say, let's see. Oh, it's also flipped. There. Now we get all the weird things outbound. And you are going to be rotated like that. So, nope. Here, somehow. That one. Oh, there's my radioactive storage. Ha! Okay, so it's counted as a storage thing and not anything else. So we'll build it. Kind of feel it should be built here. But I guess I'll build it like that. So we can just drag it straight in here. And you can also build it close. There's no reason to build it that far away. Anyway, these two are going to be built in here. And they will be getting from there in, and from there in. Looks good. So it would also be nice if this one could be aligned like this, and then we can get steel in. So this is all good, but we're also going to get some depleted uranium. Depleted uranium is a lovely, lovely thing that we'll just ignore for now. So we're just going to put this into depleted uranium. We can make bullets out of it, I guess. I can't find my... There we go. Depleted uranium. Don't want to have that stacking up. But then that's just going to go out. Wow, that sucks. Just... here. And you're going to go there. Why is this not working? There. Good. So that's going to be here. Now, I guess we started working on belts as well. All right. So now we have the next one. Going one step backwards. Now we need yellow cake and we need hydrogen fluoride. Hydrogen fluoride is something that can only be made in a settling tank. So we'll get a settling tank up here for hydrogen fluoride, which is rocks. And then we get slag as a residual. Then we're going to get another settling tank. Another settling tank will be doing the yellow cake and toxic slurry. Right, so it's going to be a little bit of a mess, to say the least. And there. I'm going to give it a little more room than I would normally think I would want here. There. Is that really a lot of room? Not really. There. So, you're going to be taking in here. Yeah, okay. You can go in here. That one and that one. That's fine. Then the next part is hydrogen fluoride. That's going to go... Might as well go up on one level. Here. 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 There. So what do we need? Now we need rock. Okay, let's get some rock inbound. That can be right there. No. There. Rock inbound. Great. Easy. That will just be... Oop. What's the other one? The other one is acid inbound. Okay. Let's also just get acid inbound. And this is also going to be used for only one thing. And honestly with these ones, they just... You know what? I don't even want to bother with this just yet, because we can do that afterwards. That's kind of... Let's just say this is coming in here. Then what do we need for this one? We need more acid. Okay, so acid needs to go into both. That's perfect. And this one will be... I don't know. Somehow it will get from our raw uranium. No, it's crushed uranium. Okay. Oops. So where do we crush uranium? We crush it in a... Oh, it's just a normal crusher because it's not actually getting in. Let's look at ratios here. This needs 1.5. So 1.5, that's half of this. That's 1.5 of the enriched. That was what we get here. So for every 1.5, we're going to get 9. So we need 9 yellow cake. 9 yellow cake is 18 crushed. So we need 18 crushed. And this is exactly making 18 crushed. So there's no reason to do any more than this. And are you coming out at ground level or not? Why is this not flagging that as an input? Oh, because it's this one. There. So that just goes in like as close as it wants to. There you go. Like that. And this is then where we get to somewhere from out here by the ocean. Oh, look at that. They're actually filling it up. That's brilliant. Cool. Let them keep doing that. Right. Let's see. What else? Well, what else do we have? We have some toxic slurry coming out, and we also have some slag going out. So let's figure out that slag should be maybe here. So we'll get some slag outbound. The fact that slag and rock is not the same thing is kind of... It's not really annoying. It's obviously that's not the same thing, but you know. And that one can go out here if it wants to. And then we still have the toxic slurry. So toxic slurry, we can just throw it in the ocean, but it is incredibly toxic. And surprise, surprise. Look at that, 150 for 60. So let's try and recover that. And we've seen that we can do that by doing a wastewater treatment. So let's make that kind of here. Let's... Oh, hold on. This could actually be benefit from being flipped. There we go. Because that toxic slurry just needs to go out here. Great. So we get some toxic slurry out here. Let's see what our options. Let's get cut and flip and rotate. Something like this. I do need to make sure that it can pass by because I'm going to get some slag outbound from here. So slag outbound. And the slag outbound is coming out here. That'll go in and merge into that one. So that should be possible. Water though, it'll be generating, if you just look at how little, it'll be having a little bit of water, but it will have some water. So 9 slurry per cycle. And 9 of this, that's basically nothing, and we'll get 1/3 of it. So it'll basically be generating 3 water out here. So that 3 water has to be coming in to the rest of this network somehow and just be absorbed input somehow. And then we need a filter, and the filter thing, filter medium, we don't really have that, but we're going to just make a little location because we're also going to need that for gold. If we look at filter medium, it's used only for the toxic slurry and also for wastewater. Did we use it for wastewater? Oh, I didn't know that we had it somewhere. No, it's... Oh, we can recover a lot more water if we use the filter medium. Let's do that. Let's just make a... Well, you know what? Let's make a filter medium location. So I found the best and weirdest place for this. I actually have gravel, coal and sand right here. So we now have filter medium. Cool. Back to our design. I can just now request this in here. And there'll just be a long belt down into this location. And then if we look at a little bit in terms of how to filter things, then I think I can show you a little bit of what I intend here. Like, first of all, you need to be further out so that here. I'm going to have super fast belt in here. I'm going to have super fast belt here just in case. Then I'm going to prioritize that we fill up this water bottle with backup water just because. And then we're going to get water in from different sources. I'm going to get water in from, well, first of all, we're going to get some brine. Oh, look at that. Brine is actually used here. So let's take brine out. That's just going to go. Let's do it out here. Actually, I need to do this first. That's more important. And is that correct? Oh. Yeah, so this will get a little bit of water in here. This will get prioritized water back into our supply. That means this is prioritized and this is prioritized inbound. Then we're going to have this. It's going to be potentially 78, so that will go out here. Now this water will go also into here because this will be basically for topping up. It's not going to be prioritized, but the stuff that I get down here will be prioritized for sure. And there. So that means water will now be... We'll get water in here. That one. And water in here. There. So we get the water in on one of these. We also get the water from this part. These will just have to have a little bit better location. Let's just make them... I do need to make sure that I can get down here because we're going to get here. Somehow water out. Do I want to merge it in or do I want it separate? I don't think it needs to be separate, but let's just make it typical. There, let's make it separate so that we now have these two being prioritized inbound. I prioritize the recovery here, the recovery here. So all we need now is we need seawater coming in. This is prioritized correctly. Then, oh, we also need this here. This one going out. And going down here. And then, lo and behold, we are going to need a water supply or a balancer again. I think actually this is better. And that will go in here, prioritized. Because I need to make sure that this keeps flowing, and then any excess will just be thrown back into the water, into the ocean, definitely. So that is good. Let's go here. One up, out, and back in. Good. These can now go in. Okay. Shouldn't I actually make it up here? Yeah. You know, at this point, it's all just connecting pipes and stuff. So let's just wish away and then have everything connected. And here we have the first load of uranium coming in. Yummy. Grab it in here. And that should be funneling all the way through. Yes, please. Oh, that's because I set it to deplete uranium. Just lovely uranium ore. Let's get it in here. Perfect. So what we have here is we have a single fuel pump, 108 all the way over. We also have the dump for the brine coming up here. And that is now all hooked up and ready to go. Do you want to see if we can build the whole thing in one go? Let's see, 150, not a problem. And we also have all the resources. Oh my god, no. Almost all the resources. All right, well, that's the only thing missing, then that's actually okay. So we now need to, well, it's going to take a while for it to go because it has to go all the way up to 40 fuel before it can even get started. So we're just going to sit here and wait for it to get started. We're just monitoring the few things that are coming in. And we get the uranium slowly trickling in here and get it crushed. We're going to monitor the whole thing all the way through just to see that it's working. And, well, it needs to spin. We don't have the acid yet, but I guess extremely busy is probably the reason why things are just not coming in. So we get the next uranium in here. And we got the first little bit of acid coming in. Not a lot, but enough to get the ball rolling on our yellow cake. Let's get the yellow cake going. And also here we're making the hydrofluoric acid or hydrogen fluoride. In the meantime, there's some nasty stuff we need to mix together. And let's see if it works. And it comes in here. And we got the hydrogen fluoride. We get a little bit of the yellow cake. We need to do one more spin of the yellow cake. And then we can get started on the next product. The whole thing is built at ratio, even from all the way out here. This location here will produce 18, which is exactly what we need. So 18 in, 18 crushed into 9 yellow cake, into 1.5 enriched uranium, into 1.5 uranium rods, stocked up here, and get in here. This one, obviously, nothing really is going to work, but we would like to get actually some water in here. How's the steam not? Oh, right, this one actually has to be getting that's just a little bit of water inbound because it needs that water inbound for just getting started. So let's see if I can get you just really quickly some water inbound, because then we can start filling up our emergency buffer for the beginning at least. And where are we on this one? This is working, but we need more on this. So I think this is a really nice build. Like I really love the nuclear power plants in Captain Industry, because it has so many things like storage and water recovery, and the power plant, the nuclear thing, and then the enrichment and settling tanks, and all those cool things are all just added up on top of each other. We're going to make sure this is also going to be a little bit, so we can actually get things going here. Are we getting any water? Yes, here comes the water. There we go. That should be enough water. As soon as that steam goes, then this will start going. There we go. And we can start recovering some water here, and that will start filling up in here. This will need water inbound. And if we look at priorities, it is prioritizing stuff coming in from this recovery and only filling up at the end with the stuff coming in here, which will go into our safety box here. Only when the safety box is filled up will it actually start working on the next part. This is also like the cooling here, and then this also 32. If we get more than 32, bad stuff happens. If we get less than 0 here, bad stuff happens. So that's kind of how it is. Then we will be, let's see, this one is working, so we get the very first fuel coming in. Once we get the first fuel, we can just wait until it just stabilizes. But we want to see the whole flow and just getting it going. There we go. That is the first fuel. Perfect. So the whole flow is working, as long as, of course, we have the cargo fuel with fuel. And then we'll just wait for it to get started with the 40 here. And we're now ready to hook up, or just to start up our nuclear power plant. And I think that we want to make sure that we only sort of get it up one level, so that it sort of starts up slowly. So you can see it needs to be temperature wise between the green and the red one. And it's not really producing steam yet, I guess, or is it? Yes, it is producing steam, so it's getting steam out here, and that will start spinning the first turbines. You can, since we have this only for one of them, then let's only just have one of them actually working, and then we'll just be waiting for it to sort of saturate. There we go. We got some nice plumes of steam. Bit of a waste, all the steam going out, and it will then come on this line. Oh, look at this. This is definitely not correct. Upgrade, upgrade, and this one is also upgrade. Oh, these are definitely the wrong ones everywhere. there, and that's good. So let's upgrade that. There we go. That's better. And this is not actually enough because it's, oh, it's 72%, 72. This is 100. So that's good. These are producing, and this is producing. We're just hovering at this point, and I think we can then sort of slowly build up to the next volume, and that will be kind of important because we do need to make sure that we can pump things out here. And it's just slowly getting up to speed. So if you just crank it all the way up immediately, then it won't be able to go, because it'll burn through the water too quickly, and therefore it'll dry out and cause a meltdown. So you have to sort of get it up once, see the flow working. Also, it's much easier to recover if you only have one setup. So now we are working here. These two are blasting away, and this is probably working on topping up. As long as this one is full here. There we go. These are still working. Yep, they are working. Good. Funny how this is... Yeah. There. So they only have one. And they're just waiting for a little bit of steam coming in. A little bit of steam. There's no indicator that they're working. They're just tanks working. But all of this is spinning. So priority-wise, this should be priority 3, I guess. Here. There, because we want to make sure that when it comes to actually production, the nuclear power plants will be the first to spin. Interesting. And also important, don't put flywheels on these, because then they'll stop working, and we don't want flywheels for stuff like this. We can maybe get some thermal storage later on, external from this. And it looks like we're consuming all of the steam coming in and or coming out. So if I just enable this, then it can flow into the last one as well, and then we can go up all the way, crank it up to level 3. Now it's 288 water inbound per month, day, cycle, whatever, and it should be, these should be working. Yeah, it's just all over the place. Missing input, missing input. Okay, so it does take a little bit of time to get up to that safe area here. Once we get up to that safe area, it should be working fully. We're already seeing, well, actually the megawatt power, oh yeah, the 150 is the theoretical max. So now we are getting very close to our, well, it says 100%. So we're at 100% of what I need to be. So that's great. Don't want to go. This is then the this sort of overfilling here, the 120 maybe, where it's still working. And we can see things are coming in fast enough, things are going out fast enough. This here is staying stable because it should be only, this is only for sort of emergency cooling. It won't really last very long, that 1 second or something. So you really should probably have a bigger blob here for this. But let's just keep it flowing. So that is our nuclear power plant, and it's going to be standing here producing a nice 30 plus 30, 90 megawatt of power for from now on. That will be very nice, and it means we can take the other power plant and just scale it down so that we don't use as much coal, because this one is sort of self-contained. It uses a little bit of steel, like very little steel, little bit of, no, it produces a little bit of slag, it uses a little bit of rock, a little bit of acid, a little bit of filter, medium. So very, very low things inside. Aside from the uranium we get from here, maybe you also get a warning if this is empty, because that's going to be a bad time. And this one, just wait for stuff out there, outbound, and we might as well just tag this. Cool. So that means we now have power sorted, and we have a lot less consumption of coal as well, because coal will no longer be used for power as I scale that down. So I hope this was useful. I hope this was yeah, beneficial, and maybe you can use it as well. I'm just going to leave it like this, so you can maybe just take a look at how I build it if you want to build it. And of course, if you're a patron, you can just grab the save game and load the blueprint from there, and then that's the easy part. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, take care, and as always, stay effective.